What it is, what it do, what it does, man. This is Trotter Water, and welcoming y'all to Water Wednesdays, the platform that I'm developing to help local businesses and during this COVID time and also beyond this COVID time, because we all need to look out for one another. Real talk, serious business. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all just now tuning in, thank you very much. But like I say, my name is Trotter Water. I am a hip hop artist, so go ahead and check it out. But before y'all check it out, check out these interviews and holla at your boy. Tally ho.
In the struggle, I'm trying to.
What it is, what it do, what it does. Welcome to Water Wednesdays. I am Trotter Water. Today I am with Jason Schrick of JPS Productions, and I want you to meet this guy. He's a good friend of mine, and he doesn't know exactly how much he means to me, but I'm going to let him talk about JPS right now. So, hey.
Thank you, Kenny. So JPS Productions is kind of I guess the best word to use is a artist development company or management. We work in anything from putting bands on the road to helping them with marketing. If it falls under the music umbrella, we pretty much do it. We've been at it since 2014, and up until about 2 years ago, I ran the company by myself, and now I'm fortunate to have 6 amazing staff members. One of them's behind the screen right here, taking care of us. Got to give a shout out to Mr. Grajeda, Mr. Jonathan Grajeda. But yeah, that's kind of, we got 6 artists we represent, 5 rock bands, 1 hip hop here, the man to my left, Mr. Trotter Water. And it's been a ride, but we're here, we're kicking, we're loving it.
So what services, you are a management company, so what services do you offer your artists that are, that work with JPS Productions? What services do you offer that basically the majors would offer someone who is in that situation?
We try to cover everything. I'm fortunate, again, to touch back on my staff. We've got 2 multimedia guys that help with video editing, these videos here, lyric videos, music videos. I've got a junior artist manager, Dakota, who helps me with the day-to-day operations of making sure that bands are staying on top of their social media. Yeah, that's always a fun one, by the way.
Yeah.
all my artists that watch this will know that one. They'll laugh with Kenny on that. And then I'm a producer down at Nashville Universal Music Group Studios as well. And that's part of JPS, but it's kind of on that, it's a little different. I've been doing rock records and now hip-hop for about 5-6 years now under the tutelage of Malcolm Springer. And I'm kind of coming to my own and really been fortunate enough to move up this year. We were fortunate that last year we had 2 bands that broke the top 20 Billboard Mainstream Indicator charts. One of our own artists, Many Color Death, hit 16. And then Jamie Fontaine, The Level, who I produced and co-wrote, they hit number 20. So it was cool. Outside of that, we make sure bands get on the road. They're playing with the right bands, playing in the right markets. It makes sense for them. We work radio. We work with radio people in the industry to make sure our artists get the proper treatment when they get to the radio, and the steps are taken the correct way, and so nothing falls to the cracks. So, man, if you name it, we probably have our hands in it or can reach out to somebody that's willing to help us to get our artists to where they need to be.
Okay. Now, it sounds like you know quite a bit about the industry and things of that nature. So what makes you feel like you know what you know? What is your background in the music industry for you to know and do what you're doing right now for JPS Productions?
Well, I started as a musician myself in a band called 6 by Silver in St. Louis a long time ago. And we had some pretty good success. We did some tours. We played with some national acts, such as bands like Saliva and Buck Cherry, Collective Soul, all notable rock bands that kind of took us under their wing and showed us the way. But then I met a bunch of guys that were in local bands in St. Louis that all got picked up, like Modern Day Zero and The Urge and Stir. And I learned a lot of business from those guys. I sat down and tried to learn and soak up as much as I can, because when I was a musician, I didn't know anything about the music industry on the business side. I was just excited to be playing in front of people and enjoying myself and sharing my craft with people that really, cared about it. Right. But I would say most of my experiences come from that, and really a lot of the business side of it is just you learn on the fly. You get in there, you might make a mistake, you have to redo it. You just make note. Okay, we did this time, and I made mistakes. I still make mistakes to this day. There's things that I look back on. We could have gone a different direction, but that's just kind of the industry. Sometimes it's crapshoot. Sometimes it's going to be great, and everything's going to fall into place. Other times you think it's going to fall into place, and it just falls apart. So it's just kind of every day you get up and you just pretty much, I tell myself, let's see if I can do something positive for one of my artists today. That's kind of how I look at each day I start.
And it has been working. I am a prime example of that. Believe it. What is the best part of being on this side of the music industry rather than being on the artist side?
It's a good question. I think the hardest thing about being an artist, especially in a band, is having 4 or 5 or even 3 people that are on the same page all the time, and you're working towards the ultimate goal at the end. And this, being on the business side, it's stressful as shit sometimes, but I love what I do. There's, dealing with artists. I was an artist. I know how I was, and I was a pain in the ass when I was an artist. I don't think there's a couple people in my roster that are as bad as me, but not many. So it's not like I can get too upset with it because I was worse than they were. So I'll be like calling the kettle black. You can't really do that. I miss playing more. I mean, I miss being on stage. I miss performing. I miss writing my own music, but I get that made up by doing the production stuff. I get to write with other artists. And I think the coolest thing about the business side is watching my artists grow. Seeing the excitement, because I get as excited as they do, if not sometimes more excited about stuff that happens. Because as well as I know, if something happens with my bands and I get a phone call, it's a good call, man, I'm dialing them up immediately. I don't care what they're doing. They could be in the middle of a funeral. I'm getting that information to them. I want them to know. So I think that's my favorite part of the business side that you don't. I mean, you get gratitude out of being a musician by all means. Don't get me wrong in that, but I think it's just cool because I got to the point to where now I have all this knowledge and I want to be able to share it with people. Especially people that I genuinely care about. This is a family. You can speak on that. My staff, this is all about us being a team, working together. It's not, there's no politics, there's none of that crap that goes on here. We are about making good music, about being around good people, and working towards each other for the better good. Yeah. So that's really it.
Now, okay, with this pandemic that's going on, and knowing both sides of the music industry as an artist and now also as business, how have you ever dealt with anything to this nature of shortage of music? Basically, that's what happened with this epidemic.
This is the first time I've ever, of course, encountered something like this. Now, I know as an artist, it's different than somebody like me because I was fortunate enough to where the show slowed down, but because I do the production on the side, that's all artists could do at that point was record. So I've been extremely busy, fortunately. But I know I talk to some of my artists, and I talk to my artists all the time. I spoke to one of my artists a couple nights ago. Well, of course, not going to name, but this is for this person. This is an outlet for them, and to see the look in their eyes, just the fact that they just weren't in their happy place, it eats at me because it's hard to see artists, people that you love and you care about, that this is an outlet for them, and there's nothing that you can do to help. I think that's the hardest thing. I mean, you're an artist. I'm sure you feel the same way. It's just like, we're just kind of stuck at this point and still really have no idea when or where things are going to go different or when they're going to change or when restrictions are going to get lifted. We're fortunate that there's a few markets that I've, worked with venue owners that are supporting my artists right now while Columbia's closed, but I mean, it's the hometown and you can't do it. It's just tough. It's really hard.
Now, speaking of that, okay, because me being an artist, I know about those other 2 venues that are been open arms for JPS Productions and which has helped just recently as well as is going to help more in the future. So what is your future plans for JPS with the epidemic or the pandemic being still in effect, and what is your future goals for if it were no longer a problem?
All right, I got that one for you. So every one of our artists is releasing new music this year. So my long-time goal, if this opens up, is all my artists going to be on the road, releasing music to radio, releasing music to podcasts. We're going to be all over the place because every single artist has new music coming out in 2021. So that's awesome. To say that every single one of my artists has got brand new music coming before the year's over. I mean, I can't complain about that in the slightest. That's beautiful. For the time being, while we are here though, we're good with the guys at Diamonds and this new place in Jeff City, the Watershed, and both Phil and Topher and Johnny, and they've just been all so gracious to us and giving artists a place to enjoy themselves, play, make a little bit of money, sell merch. So for the time being, we're kind of just sticking there. And of course, as you know, trying to build up these new social media things within our artist. Each person's doing something that's connected on a different level outside of music. People are home all day now on their computers working, so they've got more screen time than they did before.
Some people are cooking some fire ass food.
That's right. Not saying I ate it.
Yeah. Say.
It was good.
Yes.
But yeah, I think at this point we're going to just kind of keep where we're at and keep pushing and moving forward, and then hopefully in a few months we'll release all this music and everybody will be out doing what they love.
Good deal.
That's the plan.
All right. So, is there anything that you would like to share that you may not have expressed right now, or anything that you feel would be good for someone to know that doesn't know?
Well, we're always looking to help out artists if they need help. We're always looking to lend a helping hand where needed. If it's something that we feel we're comfortable and confident enough that we could do something for the artists. So, reach out to us. Reach out to my staff if there's any questions they have. I mean, I know I'm very fortunate that my staff loves what they do, because there is no way I could do what I do now with the amount of artists I represent without the 6 of them. It would not be possible. I would be so stressed out that nobody would want to work with me because I'd be a huge dick. So having them support me and believe in me is a big deal to me. It's a big, big deal to me. So I'll tell you that, man. Just keep looking out for my artists, man. You see Toronto Water, Dark Below, Chemical Mass, Amber All, Many Colored Death, Amethyst. Go check them out. They're all real, real good. Promise you that.
Yes. Well, all right. Well, hope y'all enjoyed. And if you have any questions, go ahead and click any link that's on here. And hey, until the next time, holla at your boy. Tally ho.
Too much. One last time we cut the line and skip this over fast. But look into